Class is for somebody who heard about Python for the first time, right? So if you have never coded before, right, don't worry. By the end of this video, you will understand uh, four things very clearly. One, Python variables, right? Second, Python input and output. Third, Python errors. And fourth, basic calculations of a problem like calculating an area, taking input from the user and then multiplying and those things. For example, as an engineer, if you're asked to write a program to calculate an area, how would you do that? So this would be our takeaway from this. And I'm going to start from very, very basic, very scratch, that where you have never, actually you heard for the Python for the first time. So first thing I need to tell you, don't worry, even if you hate snakes, you like Python. And Python is not named after snake, it's named after Monty Python. I told that before as well. So let me share my screen, and we take it from there. Right, okay, here we go, here we go, here we go. Okay, screen is shared. Right, can you see the screen?
Yes, Doctor, we can.
Oh, you can see the screen.
Yes, Doctor, we can see.
Perfect, perfect. Right, okay. So now what do you do when you heard for the Python first time? Don't look for Python, look for Tony. Why? Because that's where you're gonna write your program. So this is your Tony, right? And when you, let's say you have a laptop, right? And you heard about the Python for the first time and you don't know what to do, where to go, how to program. So first thing you do is you go here on this website called tony.org, right? This website here, tony.org, right? Okay, then you come here, it is a Windows PC, you click on Windows, you download this software, maybe this executable file which is 21 MB, you download this, you click on this, it will download it, right? And then I'm going to run this executable file, double click, you see here, it's there, right? Here, this executable, I will double click, it's called Tony, that's an sort of like a compiler, and I run this and here we go. Here, because it's a Windows, sorry, I have a Mac, it won't run. For Mac, I need to install this one, the second one, Mac official, right? So this is for Mac, this is for Windows. So you will, when you do this, it will run. For my Mac, the other one, this one here will run, right? This PKJ. So I already installed it. So I'm going to actually I should install it in front of you because this is the first video I'm recording it. So I will click on this and install it. It won't take long. It's worth it because some people don't know where to start, how to begin, especially on their laptops. So here you go. Double click this. Now it is installing. And the behind the scene, it is installing. And what I will see here is this screen here, right? You see this screen? Next thing, I'll do the next, right? No problem. And like always, I have no problem with the terms and conditions. So I don't have a choice actually. I do have a problem with terms and conditions, but I don't have a choice here. So I'll just go ahead. And on this computer, carry on saying install, next, 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 while your eyes closed. Asking me my password, which is basically my administrative password. So I'm just giving my administrative password. And here we go. It's preparing Tony. And you seeing on the screen, this is all it is, right? It'll take a little while and this screen will end by up with installing the Tony. Right, it's writing the file, it's installing the packages. It says it takes 6 minutes, which it is lying because it won't take 6 minutes. Don't trust everything you read on the internet or anything you see in my class. See, it jumped from 6 minutes to 3 minutes. How would you do that if it wasn't a lie? All right, come on, come on, come on, come on. Ooh, right, here we go. Almost there.
Yes, sir.
Removing old files. Yes, go ahead.
Are we going to learn something new?
Yes,
from last
we are,
Tuesday?
we are, definitely. But this is for people who has no understanding of how to get with it because this wasn't recorded before, so I'm recording this. So we are going to learn something new today, definitely. But
Okay.
let's help those who can't help themselves because they didn't miss out the class or maybe they never attended. and this is for them because this is being recorded and it's going to be on the thing. So I now it's installed, so I turn on my Tony, and what you'll see is this screen here is what you see, this screen. All right, this is your Tony screen, and that's how it will turn up, no problem. Now here you will write all your programs here. Okay, this window is where you write all your programs. Okay, and that is the window where you see your output, right? So for example, I'm gonna do my first, I'm gonna basically start talking to Python. First thing I will do with Python is, or not Python, I will say print hello world, right? So I write my program. This is actually coding in Python. I say print hello world, right? And when I write that, that's a Python code. I'm saying, telling computer to print hello world, so, and I need to hit this button, this green button, and actually it'll give me output. So when I say print, here we go, hello world, that's where the output is. Now I know some of you already done that. I'm just doing it because I'm recording it, and it's for somebody who never did that, so that they can be part of the whole learning system. So that's why I did this. Now this is first thing. Now first thing you need to learn in Python is this print command, right? So what happens in print command, that you whatever it's a function, right? So whatever you put between these brackets, okay, if it is a string, you don't need to put the quotation there. For example, if it is a number you want to print, like 2 1 2 3, right? You do this and it will print it 1 2 3, you see. And I did not put a quotation around it, you see. I just put 1 2 3 and it printed 1 2 3. But when I want to print a string, I must put a quotation around it. For example, my name is a string, right? Mudassir is a string. So if I want to do that, I have to put these quotations around it. And that's the principle between string and number. Number is called integer and name is called a string. What is a string? A string is a combination of characters and alphabetics. This is a number, so I don't need to put a quotation around it. Okay, this is the basic principle of printing number and printing this. Now what I can do is, I don't have to directly print it here. I can copy this Mudassir, right? Cut it from here, okay, and I can put it here, say A is equal to Mudassir, right? And 1 2 3, I can say B, and B is just a name, right? You can call it 1 2 3 B is equal to this, right? Now if I put here A, right, now, and I remove the second one, if I put here A, it will print Mudassir, right? See here, it print Mudassir. If I put here B, it will print 1 2 3. Okay, here we go, it print 1 2 3. Now why is that? Because this is a string, a variable, a string variable, this is a number variable, and whatever you can either put the string here directly, but you have to put a quotation. You can put the number directly, but you don't need to put a quotation around it. And then this is how you save these numbers. Now coming back to variable, so what is a variable? This is a variable A, and you can, these are identifiers, so you can name them anything. For example, I say A, I can call it NAME, name as well. This is 1 2 3, I can call it NO, number, right? And same way, if I put here name, okay, it will print Mudassir. Okay, at the bottom you see, yeah, it's Mudassir. And if I say comma number, it will print what? It will print that number. There you go, 1 2 3. You see here now, I did the name, it printed this, okay, and I did number, it printed this. It prints the value of it. So think of this variable as a box, right, like this, okay. And when you name it, for example, the name of this box is name, okay, name, N-A-M-E, name. I'm sorry, my terrible handwriting, N-A-M-E, name. All right, this may be a repeated stuff for some, but we're going to get to the new topic very soon, but I need to recap this before I can move forward. Okay, and the number here, this one, is also another box, right, like this, okay. And that's how these boxes are created in the memory of system, computer, right? So I say here number. Now if I say Mudassir, Mudassir is going to be in this box, right? And I don't have to write the whole thing because it's very hard to write. So just consider this is Mudassar and this is 1, 2 and 3. Okay, so when I print name, right, like this, yeah, it actually print its value Mudassar, you see here, yeah. And when I print number, it actually prints its, when I print number here, it actually print its value. So where this space is coming from, this space is coming from because of this comma. Because I put there comma, the comma actually gives a space between the two. So actually, I hope you understood this. So let's say if I remove this space and remove this number, it will only do the first box, right? Name, Mudassar. Now, does that box memory is permanent? No, it is not. It's basically temporary, and it will basically go away the moment I put here, let's say Ali, right? So name is now replaced by Ali. The old one is gone, and now the new new memory takes over as Ali. As you can see here, this one is Ali. Okay, now we have a Ali here. Because that's what, even I can change this one as well. Now coming back to, sometime what you want to do is in the print command, and this is, by the way, you haven't done before, so this is a new knowledge again coming your way. Let's say you if I say name and I say this is ID number, right, and I print it, and here is not meaningful printing because it says Ali and it's gonna say 1 2 3, so it doesn't really tell me what is this, right? Who's Ali and who is what is 1 2 3. So sometime in the printing what I can do is I can put here quotation, right, and a comma, right, and I can say student name. Now this is a string now, which is I put in the quotation, as you can see here. This is a quotation, this is a quotation, and within that I printed a text which will be printed as it is, and because there's a comma after that, so it will put this one here, it will print here, and then a comma which will give a space, and then the name which will print Ali. And same thing I want to do here. Before a number I want to print ID, student ID, and then I want to say print the number which is 1 2 3. So what I'll do here is I will actually put here here like this, okay, and I say student ID, and I'll do this, and I'll put a comma there, right? Now if I run this, you will see that this is a much better printing now because it's more meaningful. So see here, this is student ID which is printed here. This is name, and it's a box, basically it's a variable here, yeah. So what is the value of this name? Ali. So it printed Ali here in front of it, and this space is coming because of this comma, right? And then this is a student ID because it's within the quotation, so it's going to print it as it is because it's going to treat it as a string. It's going to treat it as a string here, right? And this is gonna treat this one as a integer because as you see I didn't put a quotation here, so it's integer. It's an integer means it's a number, right? So when it's an integer number, I can even add anything to it, right? I can even with the name I can't say name plus 1, okay, it'll give me error, right? Because it's a name is a string, it'll give me error. You see here, I'm running it. After doing this, it's gonna give me error. Here you go, it's gonna give me error. I see this error, right? So this is not good, okay. But if I do the same thing with the what you call it with the number here, okay, just give me a second. I need to turn off the other screen. Okay, here, just give me a second because my mobile laptop is this number. I do +1 to this number. So this is gonna say 1 2 3 plus 1 1 2 4. So it's gonna print 1 2 4 because it's an integer. So numbers can be added, right? This is a number, it can be added. This is a string, it cannot be added, right? Another thing you need to learn here is that you when you have a number, so how many types we have there? We have Ali as a string, right? This is a string because it's within the quotation. Then we have a 1 2 3 as a number. Then we can have a GPA for Ali, and GPA would be what? GPA, if I say he's got a 3.5, the moment I do 3.5, it becomes what? Float. Okay, so how many types now I have? And then I say his count, right, is equal to true, mean active. Count is active, count is true. So as you see on the screen, there are 4 type of data I am saving in 4 different variables, like, you know, and in the memory, these variable are memory spaces is create those boxes there, and in each box there's a label. For example, this is a name, this is a number, this is a GPA, this is a account, and these values can be changed as well. And these are all this one. And by the way, if you want to comment your code, right, there's a way to comment it. Guys, are you following me so far?
Yes, doctor.
Good, good. Right. Okay. Let's go back, and we basically put a comment here, because what I want to do is I want to comment what is this, right? So this is here I want to comment on top, and I'll have to put this sign. You see this sign here? Whatever you say here after this, right, it is ignored by the compiler, which means you can comment for other people to understand. So compiler will not ignore, consider it, ignore it. This is not how it works with a human. When we pass a comment to a human, they like it or they dislike it. Compiler completely ignores it. So I will say this program explains input, output, variables, and basic print functions. All right, because we're gonna go to input as well in a minute. Functions. Okay, now what is this then? I can put a comment even here. All right, this is a string variable called name, and its value is Ali. Got it? Why it's called variable? Because its value can vary, can be different. This is an integer, int, right? Int mean integer. String is str. Okay, int is integer. Integer we can run full. This is an integer variable called number, and its value is 1 2 3. Okay, what is this then? Third one. Okay, this is a variable called GPA, that's the name of the variable, and its value is 3.5. And what type of variable is that? This is a float, because floating point, because its value is 3.5, which means there's a decimal number, so it's a floating point. So that's why it is 3.5 is a floating number. And finally, this is a variable called account. Okay, this is a Boolean variable. The type for this variable is Boolean, because it can take only 2 values, true or false, and that's why it's called Boolean. It's called Boolean, and Boolean variable, and its name is this is a Boolean variable called, what's called, account. That's the name of it, account, and its value is true. So you can put false here as well, but I mean, this is true, you can put false here, but with capital F, false. And the moment you know how this is right value, because it turns this color. You see, this is a purple color, it changes color. So we can say true because we know this student is active. Okay, so here now we have more variables, right? So we want to print more information. So student name, this, student ID, this, right? Then we say student comma student GPA. Okay, what is student GPA, comma GPA, and then we do comma, and finally we say student status is active or true or false. Student status, true mean it's active. So here we say comma account, right? Now when I print this, it will print the whole information here at the bottom, right? So if I run this, you see here, now how this is coming. It's a print command, whatever is within the quotation, remember it will always be printed as it is. So this bit is get printed as it is here. You see here, this bit is printed as it is, no change. Even if we say here blah 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 blah, it'll print blah 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 here. But this is a variable because it's without a quotation, right? And it's a string kind of like name, So it knows it's a variable. So this variable is name here, its value is Ali here. So it's printing its value. Every comma gives a space all the way here. For example, this is a status. Yeah, this one as it is, and count value is true. You see here, true, because it's there true. Okay, so this type is called string. What is a string? Combination of within first. How does the compiler knows it's a string? That's a very good question. Anybody knows how compiler knows this is a string?
Yes.
Yes.
Because of quotation marks.
Because of quotation marks, exactly. If you have a quotation mark, it must be a string. If I put a quotation
Doctor,
mark, yes, go ahead, please.
I have a question.
Yeah.
What is the benefit of putting hashtag and then a sentence?
Oh yeah, this is a comment, because sometimes a program we want to leave comments in, so other people read our program and we want to give them comments like what is this, right? So when you put a hashtag and put a description there, blah 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 blah, compiler ignores it, but this is for your own understanding.
So it's not for the programming, for the person who read the program.
Exactly, and you can remove it. It wouldn't make any difference.
So it's unnecessary.
It's unnecessary, but normally when the good programmers, they document their program, so anybody else read it, they know what is what, right? It's a good way to document your program with the comments. But when you do your assignments, you will put one comment there always, right, on top. Whenever you submit your assignment, you put your name there. That's Iqbal and ID, blah, 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 right? So you need to put your ID and your name in each program before you submit it, because I need the pictures of your program and I need to know if you have written it. So that's why the comment I introduced there. All right, coming back to this.
Mr.
Yes, go ahead.
I have a small question. What NO stands for?
Number. Okay, this is the name. Very good question. What NO stand for? NO stand for number. Now, these are called identifiers, right? Remember I told you that you define a variable and it will create a box. So, for example, this is a number, is this label, right, of this box. And what is this value? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 is this value, okay? And when I print, here I print NO, right? What did it print? This is
What's inside the box?
what is inside the box. So it has a label, it has a name. This box has a name. This is a memory box. It's called variable. Why it's called variable? Because number is a variable because its value can change. For example, how? Right now I said 1, 2, 3. I want to say 1919. Okay? And here, when I print it here, yeah, there right now it is 1, 2, 3, but when I run the program, this will change to 1919 because I changed the value. You see here? Now the box has a new value called 1919. It's in the memory. So that's the name of variable. That's why I have to put it here, same name, so it prints the value. Now if I want to change,
Perfect.
you don't like NO.
Understood.
Let's say you don't like NO. You want to call it number like this, right? Which make more sense, isn't it, right? Or maybe you want to call it something else. Maybe number, full number. You call it number here as well. You have to make sure whatever you name it here, when you print it, access it, you have the same spelling. Now, it will print it here, same thing. And often because we are using it as a student ID, so you can name it, best is to name it student ID. How? You can say ST, you can say STID. Yeah? You can put under this space, it's called, what is it called? Under, what do you call this thing? Underline, whatever, this thing here. Yeah, because you can't have a space there. You can either put it like this, student ID, right? And keep this small ST, it means student ID, and then you have to put here student ID as well. ST, same spelling, ST ID, right? And it means 1919. So when I print this, where it says STID, it print 1919. And I can change these values. So how the compiler knows this is integer value?
If it's numbers but without dot.
Without quotation and without dots, it's an integer. And this is a float. Why? Because it's a decimal number. And this is a boolean because these are the 4 things you have to remember, right? There are 4 types of variable data. One is like Ali. Ali could have a alphanumeric like Ali 1, 2, 3, no problem, right? I mean, you can have Ali 1, 2, 3 as a name. Here we go, Ali 1, 2, 3. but the integer cannot be this S1919, because when you do that it'll give you error, because integer has to be pure number. If you want to do S1919, then you have to put a quotation around it, and then becomes a string, because string is okay. Now stid is a string, it's not a number anymore, right? And the GPA is a float number. So when you remove it, you need to make sure it is a number. And by the way, here I'll tell you another thing. Let's say you have a, if I run this program, right, and it prints this, right? So now I can actually, instead of here name, I can put it within the quotation Ali 123. Instead of stid, I can put it within the quotation 1919, these values, right? So I don't need this variable. I can directly put these values here. This one here, because it's in quotation, this is without quotation. Yeah, this is 3.5. I can put here 3.5 without anything. Yeah, I can put here 3.5, 3.5. And finally, here at the end, I don't need a count. I can just put here true. Okay, and I can get rid of all this. Yeah, I'll get rid of all this. Now, will it work? My question is, will it work or give you error?
Yes, I think why?
Yeah, why it will work, because no problem. I mean, look at this. What are you doing? You're printing bunch of things. So
yeah, I thought you said it will give you error.
No, it will not give you error. It will work, because here this is a string. You're printing here. It will print here. This is comma, give you space. This is Ali. It will print as it is, because it's within the quotation 1 2 3. No problem. If you just say Ali 1 2 3 without quotation, then it'll give you error, because it'll say, oh, this is a string. You have to put this quotation. This is a string. No problem. This is a integer variable full number. No problem. You will print it here. There's no S here. It will just say 1919. This will exactly say this 3.5, and this will exactly print true, right? So let's try it. There's only one way to find out, right? There we go. I run it, no problem. The only problem would be if I put this Ali 1 2 3 without quotation, because this is neither a number nor a true boolean, right? I mean, this is boolean, right? So is this a boolean? No. This is a float. Is this a float?
No.
This is a this is an integer number. Is this an integer number? No.
No.
Yeah. So then it got no right. So it means it's got a string. It's a string, because it's Ali and it's alphanumeric. So it has to be within that, right? So if I do remove this, it will give me error, because it says it's a string. You have to put a quotation. See, it has to be a quotation here. There you go. And no problem. Up to here, everybody understood it? This is something new you learned about print, right? Okay, we can move on. Because I'm not taking a lot of questions. The reason is I'm recording this, so I will take question once it's recorded, all right? Because I want to keep it 35 minutes maximum. And then I'll come back and give you assignment, and you can practice. Now, how about we make a small program, right? How about we make a small program where I have, by the way, here some notes which I'll share with you. These notes, and in these notes I explained the type of variable, and then I'm going to go input output, and then I'm going to go operators, and then I'm going to tell you small program. So let's start with the problem, right? This is you already understood. Now let's say this is a question you get in exam, right? You get in a question saying write a program to compute and print area of a circle for a specific radius value given by the user. Let's say you have this question in the exam. Now everybody's there. Let me actually check. The sign of life is very important, isn't it? You can give me a sign of life that you are all well. Don't want you to right, show my screen here, and everybody's well and alive. Yeah, I got 25 people, 34 people. That's good. That's good. Why, Fahad, you don't get to hide your face? Look at me. I mean,
Doctor, I have another account. You can see me from the another account, because I'm opening it from the computer and I have no camera in the computer.
Uh-huh. All right. Okay, I see. I see. So let me see. Right. Please, everybody, turn on your cameras. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to my teaching, and I'll be back before you know it, asking some questions. Wow, this is a. See, it says wait. All right, I'll wait. So, this is a Mac, for God's sake. I mean, it's getting crazy with the load it has. And actually, what happens is when I connect this double screen, it just get really crazy. Anyway, let's go back there. Right. Okay. So what was the question? Let me copy this question that may be in the exam. All right. What is the question? This is a question. Yeah. Look at the question. I'm gonna copy this question in a comment. Right. This is a question. All right. Here we go. Question. This is your question. Now, what it says, write a program, okay? Write a program to compute and print the area of a circle for a specific radius, value given by the user. So, what does it tell you? First, you need to understand the question. So, let's draw the flow chart, right? So, what is the first thing it does? Start, right? Start. Another lecture I told you how to draw a flow chart to understand the question, huh? Start. Fine.
Yes, doctor, start.
Then it says take calculate the area, that's a process, for a specific radius given by the user. So user is gonna input, right? And what is gonna input by what is gonna be input by user? This is input, isn't it? Now radius, right?
Radius, yes.
Yeah. So I will call input because I am using my finger with the mouse. It's very hard to write, so it's not a stylus. So I say input, and input is what? Radius. So I call it R. All right. What I call R. Now this is by the user, and then next thing is the process. So what I'm supposed to calculate? Area, right?
No, yes, area.
So that's a process or a what? Is it output, input, or process?
Rectangle.
It's
I
a
think
calculation, doctor. It's a calculation.
So calculation is a process, right? Like this. Yeah. So I say area. Area. Oh God. I just could say it A and I have to put up with this, but it's okay. Area. What is the formula for area?
by, I mean the circle, not the area.
Area of the
Area of
circle, yeah?
circle.
Yeah. Area of circle is what? Pi.
Pi r square, I think.
Pi, okay, times R, yeah,
Squared.
square. Okay, fine, right? And what is then? I need to print it, isn't it, right? Area of circle.
But doctor, why you didn't put input r by in the second one?
Because I took the R here. Okay, pi I know already what it is, 3.14.
Can you write input r times by, or you cannot?
No, you just take one R and then you have to do this through the Python, R square, right?
Because previously we did one with input width and length.
Yeah, weight and length, because I didn't know the weight, I didn't know the length. But here, only thing I don't know is the radius. I know the pi already, right?
R.
Yeah, so
If it's given, you will not put it in the input.
no, we don't need to. I mean, let's say if you ask me to calculate. Okay, let's bring it to the common sense, right? You and me talking, all right? So if you and me talking, what does common sense says? You tell me, doctor, can you please calculate the area of circle? I say, sure, I can do that. What will I ask you to give me?
R.
R. I will look like a
That's
little
it.
foolish, isn't it, if I ask you to give me pi as well, because I'm supposed to know pi, right?
Yes, understood.
Yeah, perfect. So here I only took the R, and then this is output, isn't it? What do I print at the end? Hmm?
Print A.
Area, right? I wish it was A. I would have defined it as A. Now I'm going to spend like half an hour just writing area. And by the time the class will be over. There we go.
Mister, may I ask you?
You can ask me anything. Nothing personal.
Maybe a student asked this question before and I wasn't focused. Excuse me. In the input, shouldn't we write in input all the data that we should enter in the area or in the calculations after it? So for before, when we took in the last Tuesday, we took length and width, right?
Yes,
Remember
yes.
that question?
Yeah.
So we wrote in the input L and W.
Yes, that's right.
Here, shouldn't we write input R and pi?
No, okay. Logically speaking, let me ask you, Suleiman. Is that Suleiman, right? Because I'm not seeing the screen,
Yeah.
but I can hear from the voice. It's Suleiman.
It is.
Yeah.
It is.
Well,
yes.
yeah. Suleiman, if pi, every engineer knows that, right? So pi can be,
What again?
every engineer knows pi.
Mm-hmm.
So we can hardcode pi. We don't need to ask pi. We can just put the formula there for pi. We only need to ask the user, which we don't know. Okay. For example, last
Which
time we
is-
land, if we were not, it wasn't circle, it was the area, right? So we were taking length and width. So we asked the user to input length and width, and we printed the area length times width. Because if we don't know length, user doesn't enter length, we can't calculate the area, or it doesn't enter width, we can't. It has to enter both. Here, only thing we need is radius. We have a radius, we can circle. I mean, if you tell me, Suleiman, you saw a circle and its radius was 500 meters. I don't need to ask you anything else. I'll tell you, oh, that circle had this much area, because I know what pi is, right? That's why I don't need to ask pi. So if we start programming this, and that's the end of it, right? This is it, print area and end, right? This is what
Yeah.
and this is what you need to do in your what is the thing called, quiz. Okay, you need to do this in your quiz. So here, how do I start the program? First, I use R, right? I say R equal what? What will be R equal? Input, because I'm taking it from it's all small, by the way, no capital. I'm taking it from user, right? So I say R equal input. Now I'm not assigning a value to R. Okay? R equal input. Then I need pi as well. So I don't need to ask user pi. Okay? Because
You
I
need to put integer, yes, before input.
yeah, you need to put integer because that's value would be multiplied, right? So I
Yes.
will come to that in a minute, right? Then you say a area, a, you can say a because I can't write much there. A is equal to 3.4, right? 3.14. And multiply is this. Okay, this static is multiply in Python. Multiply by R. Okay, square. What is square in Python? Double multiply, right?
Double multiply, yeah.
Yeah, this double multiply is square 2. Okay, that's it. And then we do what? This one is done. This one is done. Then we print, right? This one. So we just
What do we put between the brackets?
which bracket?
The input.
Here, I mean, if you want to give a message out, enter radius, you can give a message out there. Yeah. If you want to leave it blank, you leave it blank. But I would give a message out, so I will do that in a minute. With the hand, it's a little hard, isn't it? So I just want to get over with it. Here we go.
Print A. Okay.
Print A. And this is it. This is your program. You solved it, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, you solved a problem. How?
But
By...
doctor,
Mm.
can you delete the first row and put before print A the enter the input or something like this, or enter R?
Yeah, I can do that. I'm going to do that in real code. Okay? I'm going to do that in real code. So, but just look at this, right? Does that make sense? Does it make sense?
Yes, but why you did input without something? That's what I mean.
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll show you in a minute, right? Because I want to tell the people the difference between putting something in input and not putting something in input, right? That's why. Now go back to the code, shall we? All right, here we are. So this is a comment anyway, so it will be ignored. I can even delete it, no problem, if it bothers you. Okay, so what we did was R. You can call it R small or capital or RAD or whatever. R is equal to, we keep it R capital because you want a capital. Input like this, okay? Then we did what? We did area A is equal to, pi was 3.14 times R, then square is this, right? 2. And we print. Now it will give us an error. You know why? Because when input takes a value, what does input is going to do? Input is going to take a value here, right? Input is going to take a value. When input takes a value, it takes a string as a value. And we can't multiply string, or we can't multiply. So that's why we need to put here integer as well, int. Okay, here. Now, it will work fine. It will work fine, but it will not display any messages. Okay? For example, I run this. It's blinking here. You see here? It's blinking at this place here. Right? It's blinking. Can you see the blinking? Yeah?
Yes, we can.
But,
yes, we can.
But there's no message displayed. What I should do, I don't know. If I'm the programmer, then I know. But if you are using my program, you don't know what to do. I mean, here I can say 1, 2, right? Maybe 2. And I print this and it displays me 12.56. I know where this is coming from, 12.56, from this. But there's no messages displayed. That's why we need to use strings within input and output to display proper messages. For example, here we can say enter radius. And we can put this sign or equal sign, maybe like this. Okay, this sign is better. Enter radius. And when now we run it, it will properly say enter radius. So where this enter radius is coming from? Here. Whatever we put here within quotation, within input, it will do that and it will still blink and allow us to enter. So now we say 2, it will say 12.6, but 12.6 is still doesn't make sense. So let's do a bit of more better printing. We say the area of circle is equal to, and then comma. Even on top here we can say enter radius of circle. Now that makes more sense, isn't it? Right? Now if I print it, it'll proper tell me what it is. So I say circle radius is 2 meter and the area of circle is 12.56. Now what is it? For 12.6 meter, so I should put here m as well. Small m here. Now I do this and I say 2 and it'll say 12.6 meter. Then I would say here as well enter radius of circle in meters. I should say that, right? All right, let's do that. You can improve the program as much as you want, right? Did you understood the basic why we're doing this? We're doing this so that you understand you can improve the program as much as you want. Did you get this? Okay.
Yes.
Now, what I want to teach you, and we're going to move more complex now. What I want to teach you now, and I need your attention now. I'm going to go back to my slide where I have some, this is what I finished, right? And this slide will be available online, so you can actually read this. So basically this is about the commenting, right? How to comment the program. So I normally use this sign. If you have a paragraph to comment, you put these 3 dot, yeah, and put these dot, and whatever you put in between that is ignored by the compiler. But normally I like this one, a single line compiler. If I want to do another line, I'll put this one thing again here. You know, I can do this thing again here and the next line as well. So then we go further up here. I promise you the video is not going to be long, but it's getting longer, isn't it, right? So I need to wind it up quickly. This is, or shall we do another video after the break? That is basically on operator only, huh? Because next thing I'm going to teach you is what are the Python operator, right? For example, how to name the variables and these Python operators, which are actually here, Python operators, these ones, right? Shall I do this second video on this one, arithmetic operators, and then we move on to errors, okay? And then you'll have 3 videos recorded. Okay, I'm gonna stop this